Song.
Do you go with a certain size Sharpie marker, or what do you suggest for eyebrows?
Uh,
Just kidding.
Don't get me started. It's a whole thing. I got an eyebrow pencil in every single thing that I own.
Eyebrow pencil, eyebrow
Car,
pen, eyebrow paint.
backpack.
But we go back to that. It's like the smoke screen. If we're talking objections, the smoke screen is to keep you from the truth. One, because they're not comfortable talking about it, or two, they really don't understand what they don't like. It's just they have a feeling, a vibe. So take a moment to ask questions. Get to the root of something. And when somebody's not willing to make a decision, ask them why. What is it about blank that's keeping you from deciding today? What are some objections you guys have had in the last week or so that we can put this test to? The fact that you don't have objections tells me you're not doing work. That's disappointing.
We don't want to pay more than this for that house.
Okay, so other than paying more than you want for the house, what's keeping you from wanting to put an offer in?
Nothing. We'll put the offer in. We're just not going to pay that much.
Okay, so you want to put an offer in, you just don't want to pay that much. Okay, what is it about that price you don't like?
Well, we just think it's been sitting on the market, for a long time, and we think we can get a better deal. We think it's overpriced.
All right, based on
I don't know what we see.
fair enough, right? The seller set the price, but the buyer set the value. I get that. Okay, what happens if the seller comes back at a higher counteroffer?
Well, that's fine because we have other houses we like.
Okay, I mean, do you like them better than this one?
They're about the same.
If you had your choice at the perfect price, which house would you like?
This other one.
Let's go put an offer on the other one then.
Well, let's try this one first.
Okay.
Just see what happens.
You told me you liked the other one better.
Yeah, but if we could get this one for this price, I'd like that better.
Okay. Well, why don't we put an offer in on both?
Oh, okay. Can we do that? I didn't think about that.
We can
What if they both get accepted, Dan?
cancel one of them.
Isn't that rude?
No, we actually have a form in Arizona. It's the multiple offer form, which gives the buyer the right to choose, even if the seller agrees.
Yeah, that's a cool form. I wish we had that.
Yeah, the buyer gets final
You guys
say.
don't have that?
No, I don't, well, we might. I've never
Yeah.
used it.
It's a disclosure telling the seller that we are in fact putting in multiple offers at multiple houses. And the seller can come back and say, "Yeah, I'll take your offer." But then the buyer still gets to go, "Okay, I have all these, like I sent out 6 offers, 3 of them came back. I want this one."
It's like
Mhm.
a seller multiple counter, but backwards.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
If
Yeah.
you're in California, what would you call that?
A pipe dream. You guys don't get the cool stuff in Arizona, but that's how you handle it. If somebody is just wish-washy on something, we're here for obedience. But the thing is if they're going to be super unrealistic about the sales price, we're just going to put offers in because we don't think it's worth it. Okay, well, based off what? I want to know what you're seeing. What's your education on it? What resources are you using to value the homes? Because I don't want to fight the person I'm talking to. I want to understand the person I'm talking with. Where are you getting this information? Oh, it's what we're seeing. Okay, great. They're looking at other houses. They're looking at other reference points that allow them to see what the value in their head is. We can go deeper. You can go 7 layers on these things. Okay. We don't like the price. What about the price? Well, we don't think it's worth it. It's been on the market for a long time. We just don't think it's worth that much compared to what? Well, the other houses we've seen. Okay. Where are you seeing those houses? Well, online. Well, not online, but what area? Oh, they're at this part of town. Maybe we can kind of create some opportunities there where they're saying, "Oh, this house isn't worth it because I'm comparing to what I found in this neighborhood that's 20 minutes away that might be a completely different area." Have we ever had that? Have we had buyers see stuff online and be like, "Well, why is this one cheaper?" Because it's next to a crack den. Okay? Yeah, this is a beautiful 3 bedroom, 2 bath house that's built between the septic system and the sewage plant. But we understand these things. We ask those questions. We uncover more of the truth so that we can say, okay, now that we know X, Y, and Z, we have a plan. We can talk about those. Other than the value and its location and the fact that you hate this house and you don't like me, what's keeping you from wanting to put an offer in today? Well, nothing. Okay, great. Out of those four things we talked about, what's the thing that's holding you up the most? Well, Dan, I just don't like you. Well, that's fantastic, guys. Do you like the house? Good. Well, let me get you an agent that you do like so that I can get out of the way. Now you guys know that'll never happen, right? Never have someone say they don't like me. That's a lie. I'm sure people out there don't like me. I'm a polarizing individual. But if we don't pin down the objections, do they kind of create new ones? Oh, we're not ready. We're going to wait for the kids to get out of school. Okay, well, once the kids graduate, ready to put the house on the market? Yeah, okay, great. Well, let's get the listing started so that we can get it prepped because right now it's 80 days average on market. You guys want to sell during the summer. So right now is when we need to get the house ready. And then we can control the timeline. Oh, well, we're just not sure if that's what we want to do. Okay, well, other than waiting for the kid to get out of high school, what's one thing keeping you from moving forward? Well, we're just not sure where we want to go. Okay. So other than kid getting out of high school, not being sure where you're going to go next, what's something that would hold you up from signing a listing today? Well, we're just not comfortable with your fees. Now we're getting somewhere. It can sound ridiculous to ask those questions over and over and over again, but what you're doing is you're providing a plane of existence that allows the buyer or the seller to talk. Get them talking. They'll give you the information. Let's go all of us go back to high school or elementary school, which if you skipped high school like Jason did. Let's all go back. Remember the test, the pop quiz? How'd that feel? Did you guys like the pop quiz? Mike didn't take them either. Mike, he's like, no, I heard there's a pop quiz. I got to go to the bathroom. Pop quizzes, we hated them, right? Because we're like, oh, we don't know the information. And then the teacher pulls this out. You can use your books. Better, right? Still sucked. Still got to do this. But now I can go back to the resource guide. People are the same way. When you're having conversations, is it rude to take notes? On the contrary, I think it would be rude of you not to. Because people are telling you critical information about their lives. You should probably remember these things.
Shows you're paying attention and invest in what they're saying.
But also, can we go back to those notes, Mikey, and use that for our open book quiz?
Absolutely. That's why I have to put in the CRM.
Yeah, a CRM is your notebooks, guys. The CRM is your open book test resource. But when you're in the moment, when you're on the couch, in the kitchen table, or whatever, you're taking notes, you're having conversations, and you're circling ideas, you're circling thoughts, right? Kid's in high school, going to be out of high school this year. He's a senior. He's moving here. Okay, where are you guys going next? What's your plan? What's your vision? What's your dream? What do you want to do next? Ask all these questions so that we can get a better mental image of where they want to go. We've talked about lifestyle over logic a lot, where we understand people will make decisions for their lifestyle that do not make total sense. And if we understand what they're trying to accomplish, isn't it easier for us to align with their goals? The biggest failure most listing agents take is not asking the sellers where they're going next. It's weird to me to have a seller's agent sell a house and not be the buyer's agent on the other side. Like, did you just abandon your seller? You're like, okay, I'm selling your house. Good luck. Bye now. It happens all the time because agents are so single-minded. They're looking for the paycheck, not the person. Ask questions to understand the plan so that you can come up with opportunities. Objections are the things that you should be looking for. Objections tell me they're listening. Do you want them to listen to you, or you want them just to be there and be like, yeah, okay, great. Well, we'll call you. Translate that into real English for me.
Go kick rocks barefoot.
Yeah, go kick rocks barefoot. Do me a favor, go into my bedroom, find the softest, squishiest, warmest pair of fuzzy socks you can, go out in the yard and kick rocks. But when you've got someone that says, you know what, we're not ready. Why? This, and that. Okay, great. What else? Well, we don't like this. Fantastic. Objections are cannon fodder, but it also allows you to anchor down to the goal. This guy last night, love him to death, smart dude. Name's Don. I'm Dan. He's Don. It worked out. It was laughable. He hits me with the, so what do you think about all this NAR stuff? Thinking he was going to trip me up. You could see him like, maybe I'm going to get him. No, I don't think he was being that way, but he was concerned.
Were you mentally like doing stretches in your brain, like, okay, I've been waiting for this.
I was all,
No.
Dude, I would have been shocked he knew what NAR was.
Yeah, but it was awesome. But we talked about it. We talked about the situation. We talked about how it affects him, how it affects the buyers, how it affects the market, what our anticipations are. He said, well, what do you think about the market for the next 3 months? And I told him my thoughts and my opinions. Well, what about this? What about that? I know that he was hitting me with everything he possibly could come up with so that he could find a reason to either qualify me or disqualify me. I've even told him like, hey, we used this technology to do this, this, and this. He goes, oh, you should have said you based it on your past experiences. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I don't base anything off of that when I have the resources and the technology to make it right. I was like, I understand people. I deal with people. When it comes to facts and data, it's all written down. We use the systems to make sure that that's correct. And he was kind of like, oh, like I don't want to sit there and boast. Like, I'm the best, and I know how to do this because I've been doing it forever. No. The guy's in medical systems and technology. Do you think when I talk about using the right technology, it pinged a part of his brain? That's why we ask questions, because I'm going to give answers that get me the right answers on the test. I have the open book. That's why when you do any appointment, what do you do first?
Google the client.
Yeah. Google them, FaceTalk them. See if you can't find something out about them. Don't let them know you did all that. Oh, hey, you must be Susie. I saw you online. You have a great job with that. I don't even know. I don't know what Susie's doing.
I saw in 1993 you had honors at UC Berkeley. Why the hell would you know that?
Right. It's creepy. Don't do that. I told a story once of a recruiter at Coldwell Banker who tried to get me to work there. I walked in and he was like, oh, I see you bought a new truck and you've got this and this and you've done this and you went on here and you went on that. He was very proud about knowing everything about me because he saw it online. All right, somebody tell me, do I put everything online? What do I put online?
Only the stuff you want people to know.
Yeah.
That you get.
You don't know me. You know what my persona is. But that persona allows us to go, oh, hey, you know, I noticed you know, we came across, we had some mutual friends. I checked out your profile. See you just got back from a trip. Where'd you guys go? You know they went to Africa. You know it was a great trip. You saw all the pictures, but you've just taken the ability to build rapport completely away by going, oh, I saw you went to Africa. It was a great trip. You got to hug a hippo. That's fantastic. Versus
Basically
hey,
repeating. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, all the women on this call. That's weird, you know. Just gonna show up to a date. Oh, you have a dog? I didn't know you had a dog. I know what his name is. I know when you got him. I know where you got him from. I know what your cousin's third favorite sport is.
Yeah.
We stalk and we do research. That's
and
right.
You should. But it should open you up to better questions, not assuming you know. Right? Who is my third cousin? What's their favorite job? You don't know. There's no ties to it.
That being said, I think there is a lot of value when you're at like a listing appointment and I see, so, you know, I did a little research and the tax roll stated that you bought your home in 1999 for 155,000. And they're like, oh my gosh, I remember that. I'm like, what did you like about that transaction? What didn't you like? And what would you like to see different? And then, you know, it gets them kind of reminiscing about that.
Yeah.
I think even the things that you are able to see, like I've used that before with dog people. I've researched them or something, and then they make like we just had initial contact. They were referred. We set up a phone call, and I see they have a crap ton of dogs. And then I've texted, like just the other day, I was like, apologies in advance if my dogs are really loud on the call. And every time I'm talking to somebody, they like to go crazy. And they were like, oh my God, we have dogs too. And I was like, Yeah.
What a weird world. Such a small coincidence. No, but it's the right. We build rapport first because the rapport is our open book notes. When we get objections, we anchor back to the rapport. We answer in kind. Not that we're trying to be manipulative, but we're trying to communicate with the people in a message that will resonate with them.
Or when you look back to before they owned the home and, hey, Dan, did you know your house was a model home before you bought it? Really?
Yeah. People love that you do the research, but also when you're working through a conversation, the objections tell you you're on the right track. And if we try to hide from objections or we're fearful of objections or I don't know, man, when they say no, I just lock up. I hate to tell you this, babe. But as a sales professional, when they say no, that's when your job starts. I've been in transactions that were a little too smooth and I'm all, wait a second, this has to be a scam. They've said yes to everything. They haven't pushed back on anything.
Yeah, am I being punked? Is there a camera?
I don't like this. This is uncomfortable. But sometimes it happens. But the majority are going to be bumpy roads. You're going to have to smooth out. You're going to have to navigate because everybody has their own life. They have their own needs, their own desires. So ask questions, uncover those friction points. You'll be better off if you do. Get wild, get crazy, ask questions, make mistakes, get people to say yes.
In 5 minutes, Dan, quick smoke screen. Somebody that keeps rescheduling.
See, Jim, I understand that we've got a couple of meetings that have been rescheduled. You seem like a very busy person. You tell me what works best for you, mornings or afternoons.
Did that.
Okay, tell me.
Booked it, and they still rescheduled.
Just tell me.
Pull an Oscar and show up at their door.
Jim, what time works best for you?
Thursday at 5.
Okay. We've tried that before and it didn't work before. What would keep us from having to reschedule this meeting?
Dan, I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I'll pencil it in my calendar, but stuff changes.
I get that, Jim. I completely understand your time is valuable. My time is valuable, but ultimately I want to make sure you get the right information. How can I get ink on your calendar and not just be pencil?
I like that one.
Answer the question.
I don't know.
Well, if you did know, what would that look like?
For what I know right now, Thursday at 5 seems fine.
Okay. Well, what do you think can get in the way?
Emergency, kids, job.
Well, how about this? If something happens with the kids, you call me. I'll meet you at the hospital. We'll talk there. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. Family comes first, Jim, but I want to make sure it works for you. So if 5 o'clock might be a precarious time, let's meet later. I'm open to your schedule, but I want to make sure that we keep it together because this is important to me too. So why don't we do 5:45? Give you some buffer zone.
Sounds good.
Quit setting appointments on the hours. They call east-west versus north-south. If I set appointments at 5 o'clock versus 5:15, what do you think psychologically happens?
They schedule their calendar for 5 o'clock.
Right on your brains right now.
It's important.
Let's get together at 5 o'clock versus let's get together at 5:15. Which one stands out to you more?
5:15.
Why is that, guys?
Oh, cool. That'll give me some time to kind of relax and get ready. And
Well, they'll still aim for 5 o'clock, and they won't be as rushed because if it's 5 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock. If it's 5:15, it's 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's still a psychological, like when you say 5 o'clock or the top of the hour, I feel like there's some sort of psychological block there that prevent that they feel overwhelmed, but you give them that extra 15 minutes. Now they're like, oh, cool. That'll give me some time to get ready.
Yeah, and I like, you know what, Mikey, I love it. I got something I'm wrapping up right before then. Why don't we make it 5:15? I would love it for me to be waiting on you and versus you waiting on me. Or if I know I'm driving through traffic and that 5 o'clock might be pushing it, I'm going to put it 5:45. You know, I love the 5 o'clock thing, but you know how traffic can be and how life can go. Why don't I give you a little bit more time to get settled when you get home? I'll see you guys at 5:45.
I feel like if you couple it with that 15-minute time frame, even though it's probably going to go longer, they're just like, oh, okay, cool. Just a little bit out of my time, a little bit out of my day, but it always goes longer.
And what Mikey's talking about there, the 15 minutes is blah, 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 blah. Hey, it seems like the next step we get together, let's talk about blank. Would that be worth 15 minutes of your time? And they're like, yeah, of course, right? That's what last night was. Last night was an introduction for me. It was a 15-minute meeting that took an hour long. But it's just a drop in the bucket in time. But yeah, get them. Hey, you know what, guys? I said it was 15 minutes. We're going a little long. I've got time if you've got time. And most times, like, oh, yeah. Or if they're busy, you'll know I got something going on.
That's kind of how I open my listing appointments.
The front door?
No, obviously, knock on the door, they open the door. Hey, Jim, good to see you. I say, hey, great to see you. Thanks for having us, share some of this information with you. In the next 45 minutes, I've prepared a bunch of stuff for you, but in the next 45 minutes, I want to get to what's important to you guys, and then it'll kind of lead into that. Oh, we want to talk about this and this and this and this. Right. But then I've kind of set that precedence that it's only going to take 45 minutes of their time. And then most times I end up being there for an hour and a half. But if I said the next hour and a half, what do you want? They'll be like, holy crap, you're going to be here for an hour and a half.
Yeah, no, for the next 2.5 hours, we're going to talk about that. So let's lean in today, guys. Go get the objections. Go get rapport so you can get some objections and then handle them like an open book test. Go back to your notes, go back to your understanding of them, go back to the relationship and answer that's going to help them understand. It's not manipulative, it's not shady, it's not dark. It's just answering what matters the most. If they keep bringing up open houses, find out why. And they're like, oh, we love open houses. We bought our house because of an open house. Well, there's your answer. Do you need to have open houses as part of your marketing spiel? Yes. So, was today worth your time?
Mhm.
Do you know anyone wants to own 5 million square feet of land in Arizona? Let me know. I've got some land for sale.
Mm.
Think about that. 5 million square feet.
How many acres is that?
114. I think 114 acres sounds cool, but 5 million square feet sounds way better.
It does.
And where's this one located?
This is the Gleason one.
Wait, where's that?
Exactly. Gleason, Arizona is in Pierce, which is South Cochise County, up in the mountains.
Mm.
So, my friends, my family, my tribe, very thankful for you. Go out there and do something.